Imagine being lost in a maze of misunderstanding, where every attempt to connect with a woman seems to end in frustration. Thousands of men live this reality every day, struggling to understand the intricacies of female psychology. But what if there was a secret map capable of uncovering these mysteries? Today, you will discover revolutionary strategies that will completely transform the way you relate to women. These are not superficial tricks, but profound insights that reveal how to turn apparent female vulnerabilities into powerful points of connection. What's at stake is much more than just winning someone over. It's about building authentic, truly meaningful relationships where communication and mutual understanding become the foundation of an extraordinary interaction. The landscape of modern relationships is becoming increasingly complex. As an expert who has observed hundreds of interpersonal dynamics, I can affirm that most men are completely lost when it comes to understanding female psychology. Frustration is real and deep. Many men repeat patterns that prevent them from building truly meaningful connections. The central issue lies not with women, but with men's inability to grasp the emotional and psychological nuances of the female universe. Imagine female psychology as a sophisticated and delicate system. These are not weaknesses, as many mistakenly think, but extremely intelligent communication and protection systems. Each behavior has a deep reason, often linked to emotional safety, mechanisms, and self-preservation. The key to transforming relationships lies in genuine understanding. This is not about manipulative techniques, but about a true understanding of emotional needs. When a man manages to decipher these subtle codes, he moves from being a mere observer to a truly connected partner. The benefits of this understanding are immense. Women naturally open up to men who demonstrate authentic, not superficial, understanding. We're not talking about agreeing with everything, but about truly listening and processing the deeper layers of female communication. Transformation begins with a different perspective. Stop seeing female behaviors as problems and start viewing them as complex communication systems. Every reaction, every silence, every hesitation carries an important message that needs to be decoded with sensitivity. Developing this ability doesn't happen overnight. It requires practice, careful observation, and most importantly, a genuine willingness to learn. It's a process of deconstructing macho concepts and building a new way of relating. The result? Deeper connections, more interesting dialogues, and truly meaningful relationships. It's not about conquering, but about genuinely connecting while respecting the complexity of the female universe. Do you want to truly understand how to do this? Keep paying attention, because we're about to unveil the most important secrets of female psychology. What does the term female weaknesses really mean? In fact, these characteristics are sophisticated emotional protection systems, not vulnerabilities, as many men mistakenly think. Imagine that each female behavior functions as a complex code. They are not weaknesses, but intelligent systems of communication and self-defense developed over generations. When a man manages to interpret these codes, he moves from being a mere observer to a truly connected partner. A woman does not react by chance. Each silence, hesitation, or apparent contradiction carries a profound message. These weaknesses are actually sophisticated signals that reveal emotional needs, fears, and expectations. For example, when a woman seems more emotional in certain situations, it doesn't mean she is weak, but rather that she has a more developed channel of emotional communication. She processes information in a more complex way, integrating rational and sentimental aspects simultaneously. Female sensitivity is not a flaw, but a powerful tool for understanding the world. It acts as an extremely calibrated emotional radar that captures nuances that go unnoticed by many men. Transforming these apparent vulnerabilities into points of connection requires a radical shift in perspective. Instead of viewing these behaviors as problems, start seeing them as opportunities to build deeper communication. Learn to observe subtle signals. A change in tone of voice, a fleeting glance, a momentary silence. These are all important messages that require genuine attention and understanding. The secret lies in developing true listening skills without judgment. It's not about agreeing with everything, but about really processing what is being communicated beyond words. Transformation begins when you understand that these characteristics are not weaknesses, but emotional superpowers. They are complex systems of protection and communication that are part of the female essence. So the next time you feel lost in front of an apparently contradictory female behavior, take a deep breath. Observe, listen, and try to understand the code behind the message. This will be your key to deeper and more meaningful connections. I will reveal the 6 essential feminine characteristics that every man needs to know to build truly deep connections. The first characteristic is emotional sensitivity. Contrary to what many believe, this is not a weakness, but a sophisticated information processing system. Women have an incredible ability to perceive emotional nuances that go unnoticed by most men. In practice, this means always being attentive to subtle signals. A small gesture, a different tone of voice, a fleeting look. These all carry important messages. Your mission will be to develop a truly empathetic listening skill without judgment or immediate attempts to solve problems. The second fundamental characteristic is the need for emotional security. Women deeply value environments where they feel protected and understood. This doesn't mean being submissive, but finding a partner who offers genuine stability. To identify this characteristic, observe how she reacts in stressful situations. If you notice hesitation or fear, don't minimize her feelings. Show understanding, offer support without trying to solve everything immediately. The third characteristic relates to nonverbal communication. Much of what a woman communicates happens beyond words. Her gestures, facial expressions, and energy transmit complex messages that need to be interpreted with sensitivity. The fourth characteristic involves the desire for genuine connection. Women seek relationships where they can be truly vulnerable. This means creating safe spaces for dialogue, where she feels completely welcomed. The fifth characteristic is the importance of emotional context. Unlike men, who tend to be more direct, women build rich emotional narratives. Each situation carries a complex story that goes far beyond objective facts. The sixth and final fundamental characteristic is the need for recognition. Women value partners who see them in their entirety, who celebrate their achievements and understand their internal struggles. Applying this knowledge requires constant practice. It's not about manipulative techniques, but about a genuine understanding of female emotional dynamics. Each woman will be unique, so always be willing to learn and adapt. It's common for men to encounter initial barriers when trying to apply new knowledge about relationships. The first major obstacle arises from natural resistance. Many women quickly perceive when someone is trying to use rehearsed techniques or scripted strategies. The key is authenticity. A man needs to truly believe in and internalize what he is learning, not just repeat memorized phrases. Resistance also appears when a man cannot be genuine. She quickly identifies artificial or manipulative behaviors. The secret is to transform learning into a real internal change, not into a scripted performance. Each female profile will react differently to approaches. A more rational woman will value concrete arguments, while a more emotional one will need deeper connections. Adaptability will be your greatest ally on this journey. To overcome these barriers, a man needs to develop some essential skills. The first of these is true listening. Not just listening to respond, but to really understand what is being communicated. True empathy becomes fundamental in this process. It means putting yourself in her shoes, understanding her perspectives without judgment. It's not about agreeing with everything, but genuinely trying to understand her experiences and emotions. Another important strategy is to cultivate patience. Many men want immediate results and end up being invasive or aggressive in their approaches. The transformation of a relationship happens in small, constant gestures, not in dramatic, grand movements. Flexibility will also be essential. Each woman has her unique story, her own scars and expectations. What works for one may not work for another. Therefore, the ability to read and adapt to each situation becomes crucial. A common mistake is wanting to resolve everything quickly. Many men have the urge to present immediate solutions when a woman shares a problem. In reality, she often wants to be heard and supported, not necessarily to have a problem solved instantly. The path is to build a true connection based on respect and genuine understanding. There are no magic shortcuts, only the ongoing commitment to learn, evolve, and respect the complexity of the female universe. It is essential to understand that there are behavioral traps that can quickly push a woman away, making any attempt at connection truly fail. The first grave mistake is appearing manipulative. Women have an extremely refined emotional radar and quickly detect when someone is trying to use rehearsed techniques or artificial strategies to win them over. Authenticity is the only genuine path to establishing a deep connection. Another common misconception is trying to solve all her problems immediately. When a woman shares something, she is usually seeking emotional support, not a quick, objective solution. A man who interrupts her sharing with practical suggestions is actually showing that he isn't really listening. Misinterpretation of signals also poses a huge risk. Many men read female behaviors in a completely distorted way, turning subtle gestures into messages that never existed. Developing a more sophisticated understanding of female communication is essential. Demonstrating constant insecurity or trying to impress artificially are behavioral traps that quickly distance any possibility of connection. Women value men who are consistent, self-assured, and genuine in their communications. Excessive agreement also counts as a critical mistake. Being submissive or agreeing with everything does not signify respect, but fragility. A woman seeks a partner who has his own opinion but can express it respectfully and sensitively. Pressuring for answers or intimacy too soon is another disastrous behavior. Each woman has her own pace for emotional opening. Forcing situations or wanting to accelerate connection processes will only reveal desperation and immaturity. The key to avoiding these mistakes lies in careful observation, genuine listening, and respect for individual boundaries. Each woman is a unique universe with her emotional complexities. The true secret is not to use techniques, but to develop a deep and authentic understanding. A man who truly wants to connect must be willing to constantly learn, deconstruct prejudices, and see beyond superficial behaviors. Transformation happens when there is a real commitment to growth and mutual respect. When we talk about personalizing techniques for connecting with the female universe, it is crucial to understand that there is no one-size-fits-all model that works for all women. Each social context requires a unique approach tailored to the individual characteristics of the person you are interacting with. The first major strategy for personalization begins with deep observation. Before applying any technique, take time to understand her specific profile. Observing behavioral subtleties, personal interests, and communication patterns will help you craft a truly customized approach. In professional environments, for example, communication needs to be more direct and objective. Here, female sensitivity values clarity and respect. In more informal social contexts, such as dates or leisure settings, strategies gain more flexibility and room for emotional nuances. Personalization also involves the ability to read her energy and emotional state at any given moment. Some women need more space when they are stressed, while others seek comfort. Your ability to perceive and respect these moments will be crucial for building genuine connections. Developing your own approach style means finding a balance between the technical knowledge you are acquiring and your personal authenticity. It doesn't help to try to copy behaviors that don't align with your essence. The key is to integrate learnings into your personality. A powerful resource is to practice communicational flexibility. This means adapting your tone of voice, body language, and conversation content according to her profile. A more analytical woman will appreciate structured arguments, while a more emotional one will value deeper connections. Emotional intelligence becomes your main ally in this personalization process. The more you can read subtle emotional codes, the more natural and effective your communication will be. It's not about manipulation, but about genuinely understanding and respecting each person's particularities. Remember that this personalization is a continuous learning process. Each interaction will be an opportunity to refine your skills, better understand the nuances of female communication, and develop an increasingly sophisticated and authentic approach. Maintenance and consistency are crucial elements when it comes to building genuine connections with the female universe. The main challenge lies in maintaining authenticity throughout the entire interaction process without appearing artificial or rehearsed. The first fundamental strategy is to develop a constant awareness of your own actions and reactions. A man who truly wants to connect must always be attentive to his behaviors, avoiding falling into automatic and superficial patterns that can compromise communication. Developing social skills doesn't happen overnight. It is a gradual process that requires continuous practice and a willingness to learn from each experience. Treat each interaction as a unique opportunity for growth, not as a chance for a quick conquest. Emotional consistency becomes your greatest ally on this journey. It means maintaining a stable posture regardless of mood variations or external situations. Women deeply value men who demonstrate emotional balance and maturity. To maintain authenticity, it is essential to continuously work on your personal growth. This means investing in self-knowledge, therapy, reading, and experiences that expand your understanding of human relationships. The more you know yourself, the more genuine you become. A powerful resource is to develop your emotional intelligence. Learn to identify and process your own emotions before trying to understand hers. A man who understands himself will have a much easier time understanding the female universe. Practicing true listening becomes fundamental in this process. It's not just about hearing the words, but about truly processing the emotional content behind them. Each conversation is an opportunity to demonstrate genuine understanding and respect. Building lasting connections necessarily involves consistent behaviors. Beautiful words mean little without concrete actions that confirm them. Be coherent between what you say and what you practice, creating an environment of trust and security. Remember that the journey of connection with the female universe is ongoing. There is no final point, but a continuous process of learning, adaptation, and mutual growth. Always be open to learning, evolving, and reinterpreting your communication strategies. Conscious practice will be your greatest ally. It's not enough to memorize techniques or strategies. It is essential to incorporate a new mindset of deep understanding. View each interaction as a unique opportunity for growth, without pressure but with genuine interest in understanding. Share your experiences, challenges, and discoveries. The community of men seeking true connections grows every day. Your story may inspire others to transform their relational dynamics as well. Knowledge only has real value when shared and applied. Don't wait for the perfect moment to start. Transformation happens daily in small gestures of understanding and respect. Each interaction is a chance to practice this new, more empathetic, and truthful approach. I invite you to start this journey right now. Observe, listen, learn, and most importantly, practice. The female universe awaits men willing to understand their true complexities